Hello students. Today we start the new lesson number 5, acids, bases and salts. Now first of all, in today's lecture, which part is omitted from this lesson number 5 that we see now? Now this is a page number 58, is completely omitted from our syllabus. No question asked related to this page. Clear? Next. On the next page, side by side, I will tell. Then first two lines on the next page, that is also omitted. These two lines. Clear? Now, next point start from ionic compounds. Recapitulation. The molecule of an ionic compound has two constituents, namely cation. Cation means what? Positively charged ion or positive ion. That is also called as what? Positive ion means what? Basic radical, that we learned in previous lesson. And anion means nothing but negative ion, or also called as acidic radical. There is a force of attraction between these ions as they are oppositely charged. Because these ions are oppositely charged, that's why the force of attraction present between them. And this force of attraction is called as here what? Ionic bond. So question is asked for you, define ionic bond. So write the answer properly. Clear? How to write the answer? So mark that answer properly. A force of attraction between these ions as they are oppositely charged is called the ionic bond. The force of attraction between one positive charge on a cation and one negative charge on an anion makes an one ionic bond. How many charges are there? Depends on that how many ionic bonds are formed. For example, formation of sodium chloride from the elements sodium and chlorine. Now see the electronic structure first. We know that atomic number of sodium is 11, so electronic configuration is 2 at 1. When sodium is take part in any chemical reaction, so this one electron in the outermost orbit easily lose. That one electron is leaving. So what is the remain? 2 and 8. Only 2, 8, and sodium ion is formed. In case of chlorine, atomic number is 17, so electronic configuration is 2 at 7. In the last orbit, 7 electrons are there. 1 electron is required for completion of its octet, and 8 electrons are forming here. Then to form chloride ion. Electrons are negatively charged particle. That's why sodium lose 1 electron. That's why sodium 1 positive charge is formed. And in case of chlorine, 1 electron is added in the last orbit because electron is negatively charged subatomic particle. That's why chloride forming 1 extra negative charge, that is a chloride ion is formed. So in between this sodium positive ion and chloride negative ion, these two ions are attracted to each other and forming the sodium chlorides. Now see the explanation. Same thing is showing here. So question is asked, then at that time you draw these diagrams also and then explain. Clear? Sodium giving 1 electron to the chlorine atom, and there is a force of due to force of attraction they are combined together, and this is forming the sodium chloride, that is a ionic compound. See the explanation now. While studying static electricity, we have learned that there is a natural tendency of any body to change from an electrically charged state into an electrically neutral state. So why then is an electrically charged ion formed from an electrically balanced, that is neutral atom. The explanation lies in the electronic configuration of atoms. Let us see once again how, how the sodium and chlorine atoms form the sodium and chloride ions. As a result, how that NaCl, that is sodium chloride salt, is formed. Figure 5.1 is shown here. Clear? So check that. How this takes place. So diagrammatically showing that. Clear? Next one. The outermost shell of the sodium. The outermost shell of the sodium and chlorine atom is not a complete octet. However, outermost shell in both the sodium ion Na plus and Cl minus means chloride ions is a complete octet. After losing and gaining the 1 electron, both the atoms of sodium and chlorine complete its octet. Clear? Check that. In case of sodium, octet is complete, 8 electron in the outermost shell. Here also in case of chlorine, 8 electrons are present. So octet is completed in both the ions, and that's why due to force of attraction they combine together. See the last three lines. An electronic configuration with a complete octet indicates a stable state. Further, an ionic bond is formed between the oppositely charged sodium and chloride ions, and therefore an ionic compound NaCl, that is sodium chloride, having a very high stability is formed. So in this way, sodium chloride NaCl is formed. Next, dissociation of ionic bond. Now, what is omitted here? Now see that part. Now this part is omitted, that is a can you tell? Clear? This part is omitted from our syllabus. Next, last paragraph. On dissolving, what we learn? Dissociation of ionic compounds. On dissolving in water, an ionic compound forms an aqueous solution. In the solid state, the oppositely charged ions in the ionic compound are sitting side by side. When an ionic compound begins to dissolve in water, the water molecules push themselves in between the ions of the compound and separate them from each other. And therefore, that is to say, an ionic compound dissociates while forming an aqueous solution. So simply, the separation of ion takes place in an aqueous state or in a water medium. Aqueous state means water medium. That is called as a dissociation. That definition you learn in previous standard. Next, see here. Each of the dissociated ion in the aqueous solution is surrounded by the water molecule. This state is indicated by writing AQ. AQ means what? Aqueous state. On the right of the symbol of the ion. Check that. So NaCl is added and these water molecules are entered in between the sodium and chloride ions. So in case of water, this is a solid ionic compound is adding in water, so separation of ion takes place. So Na aqueous sodium ion and chloride ion also in aqueous form. So these ions are separated in aqueous state. Check now. In between this sodium and chloride ion, what is present? that is water molecules are entered and that are separated from each other. That process is called as dissociation. Next, Arrhenius theory of acids and bases. The Swedish scientist Arrhenius put forth a theory of acids and bases in the year 1887. Underline the name of scientist. Swedish scientist Arrhenius put forth a theory of acids and bases in the year 1887. This theory gives definition of acids and bases as follows. So question is asked here. Define acid according to this theory. A substance which on dissolving in water gives rise to H plus ion, means hydrogen ion, as the only cation. Cation means positive ion, is called an acid. For example, HCl hydrochloric acid, H2SO4 sulfuric acid, H2CO3 carbonic acid. So HCl, actually this is a liquid instead. So adding in water, so dissociation takes place. So H plus hydrogen ion and Cl minus chloride ions are formed in aqueous state. Same in case of sulfuric acid, H2SO4, that is in liquid state. Adding in water, so dissociation takes place. So hydrogen ion in aqueous state and sulfate, bisulfate, HSO4 single minus charge is there, hydrogen single plus charge is there. So bisulfate radical is formed in aqueous state. Same in case of one more step. So bisulfate is again dissociating water, and again hydrogen ion and SO4 2 minus. Now here sulfate ion is formed. Clear all of you? Now next. Now next part, that is use your brain power. This part is omitted from our syllabus. Remember. Clear? Next. Now base. According to Arrhenius theory, what is meant by base? Mark the definition. Define base. Yeah, what is base? A substance which on dissolving in water gives rise to the OH ion, OH minus ion. OH minus means hydroxyl, hydroxide ion, as the only anion. Anion means negative ion, is called what? A base. For example, NaOH, that is the name is sodium hydroxide. CaOH twice means calcium hydroxide. These two examples are given. Now see how dissociation takes place. NaOH solid instead adding in water, so dissociation takes place. So sodium Na plus and OH minus, that is hydroxide ions in aqueous state form. CaOH twice solid in state, that is calcium hydroxide, adding in water, dissociation takes place. So calcium 2 plus and 2 OH minus ions are formed in aqueous state. In this way dissociation takes place, separation of ions in aqueous medium, in water medium. Next, classification of acids and bases. Now strong and weak acids, bases and alkali. First point is given. Acids and bases are classified into strong and weak types on the basis of the extent to which they dissociate in their aqueous solution. So define strong acid. On dissolving in water, don't use this word initially, clear? On dissolving a water, a acid dissociates almost completely, and the resulting aqueous solution contains mainly H plus ions, hydrogen ions, and concern acidic radical. Acidic radical means what? Negative radical. Okay, hydrogen is a positive ion, so along with H plus, what is remain? Concern acidic radical, that is negative radical, negative ion. For example, HCl means hydrochloric acid, HBr means hydrobromic acid, HNO3 means nitric acid, and H2SO4 means sulfuric acid. 4 examples are given. All these 4 are strong acids. Next question, define weak acid. On dissolving in water, don't use the word acid initially. On dissolving in water, a acid does not dissociates completely, and the resulting aqueous solution contains H plus ions and concern acidic radical. Means acidic means again same negative radical in a small proportion, along with a large proportion of the undissociated molecules of the acid, is called what? Weak acid. For example, H2CO3 carbonic acid, CH3COOH acetic acid. So carbonic acid and acetic acid, these two are the examples of weak acid. Next, define strong base. On dissolving in water, don't use the word acid, strong. On dissolving in water, a base dissociates almost completely, and the resulting aqueous solution contains mainly OH minus ions. OH minus means hydroxide ions, and the concerned basic radical. Hydroxide ion is a negative ion, that is anion. So it is what? Cation. So basic radical means what? Positive radical. Clear? For example, NaOH, name is sodium hydroxide. KOH means potassium hydroxide. CaOH twice means calcium hydroxide, and Na2O means sodium oxide. All are what? Strong base. Last example is given here, Na2O. It is a oxide of metal because sodium is a metal. So oxides of metals are basic in nature. Remember this. So in next topic we learn about this, the oxides of metals and non-metals, what type of nature that are showing. Next question, define weak base. On dissolving in water, don't use that word weak. On dissolving in water, a base does not dissociate completely, and the resulting aqueous solution contains a small proportion of OH minus ion, that is hydroxide ions, and the concerned basic radical. Again, basic means what? Positive radical, positive ion, along with the large proportion of undissociated molecules of base, is called as what? Weak base. For example, what is the example of weak base? NH4OH. NH4OH means ammonium hydroxide. So this is an example of weak base. Next definition, define alkali. Alkali is actually base, water soluble base. In short, alkali means water soluble base. Not all bases are dissolved in water, but some bases are dissolved in water, so called as what? Alkali. So mark the definition. The bases which are highly soluble in water are called alkali. For example, NaOH means sodium hydroxide, KOH means potassium hydroxide, NH3 means ammonia. So these are the three examples of alkali, but alkali is divided into two types, strong alkalis and weak alkalis. So what are the example of strong alkalis? NaOH and KOH, these two are sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are the examples of strong alkalis. And what is the example of weak alkali? NH3 means ammonia. NH3 means ammonia is an example of weak alkali. All are getting? Next one. Last point, the basicity and acidity. The basicity and acidity. First of all, we complete this chart. acid means what? Number of H plus, that is hydrogen ions obtained from one molecule. So here one hydrogen, one chloride, so H plus, single H plus. HNO3 also single H plus. Now H2SO4, so two hydrogen ions, H2, 2H2. H2 means two hydrogen atoms here, so two hydrogen ions form. Then H2CO3 carbonic acid, 2H plus ion forms. Now H3BO4 boric acid, so three hydrogen ions form. Phosphoric acid, three hydrogen ions, and CH3COOH, so at the last single hydrogen, so H plus ion is formed. So how many hydrogen ions are formed? That is called as what? Basicity of acid. Now base. In base what? Number of OH minus ions obtained from one molecule. NaOH, single OH minus ion forming in NaOH and KOH. CaOH twice, calcium hydroxide, barium hydroxide. So bracket, outside the bracket 2 is there, so 2 OH minus ions form, 2 hydroxide ions. Aluminum hydroxide and ferric hydroxide, in these two 3 OH minus ions form, and last one ammonium hydroxide, so single OH minus ion is formed. So these, how many hydroxide ions are formed? That is called as acidity of base. So acids and bases are also classified according to their basicity and acidity respectively. So on the next page, see that. Question is asked here, define basicity of acid. The number of hydrogen ions obtainable by the dissociation of one molecule of an acid is called basicity of acid, or is called its basicity. It means what? Acid. Basicity of acid. One more definition, define acidity of bases. So mark the definition. The numbers of OH minus ions, OH minus means hydroxide ions, obtainable by the dissociation of one molecule of a base is called acidity of bases, or its basicity. Anyway you write. So today we learn up to this point. Clear all of you? So today we learn about what? Today we learn about the lesson number 5, acids, bases and salt, and some few concepts. Now here at the last, questions given for assignment number 14 related to today's video, that is acids, bases and salts. Some definitions are given, how that sodium chloride compound is formed. One more question is given for you, that is magnesium chloride, how that magnesium chloride form. With the help of electronic structure you try to write the answer. Then dissociation, acid, base, strong and weak acids, bases, as alkali, basicity of acid and acidity of bases. So these are the some basic questions today we learn. So see the video, listen the video carefully, and try to write the answers of the assignment questions. Thank you.